What if Minecraft just caved in and finally decided to give us the end update? Well, I can't wait, so I'm doing it myself. From adding more structures and biomes to incredible looking creatures, we're gonna be checking all of that out today. Starting off simple with the Moog's End Structures mod. We're gonna add some new structures and they all fit in this dimension so amazingly well. So I guess this is a house for Endermen? It is abandoned, so maybe there were someone who used to live here. That being said, I'm not sure if having a bed in the end would be the smartest idea. Anyways, this mod adds some pretty insane structures actually. Like this floating structure that not only really fits the theme of this dimension, but also is really worth exploring. Like there's some pretty crazy loot in here. And yeah, it's structures like this one, a new ship variant, and these random floating islands with grass on them that really fills up the sky. Not sure why there's grass in the end, but it honestly looks like the end stones are eating into the grass here. So maybe there's some lore. There are also a bunch of smaller structures like this really majestic looking watchtower that's really tight in space in it. I can't breathe. But I won't be showing all of them today, because even after adding these structures to the end, we're still lacking mobs that would actually live here. Other than the Enderman, of course. So what about the End Villager Trader mod? With this, there'll now be ships in the end skies that are not just inhabited by shulkers, because this one will have a villager traveling in it. They're always at the back of the ship, and honestly, I really like how they look. I mean, look at their shulker hat and their outfit. And yeah, the room's really nice too. And you can even find this like brewing room at the bottom of the ship. You can tell this guy's been traveling in the end for a while. Now, what if we wanted a villager that's not just traveling? Well, we could include the Dimensional Trader mod, which adds this new recipe for you to craft 3 end stones and some emeralds just like this, and we'll get ourselves a trading stall. You can even see some end items, emeralds, and diamonds being displayed on it too. So yeah, this is indeed just a trading block. It doesn't really spawn a villager for you, but if you did somehow brought a villager to the end, you can indeed use this to make them trade with you end items like chorus fruits and end rods. On a side note, if you added trapdoors around the villagers, it looks like they're pushing their own shop carts, which I think is another reason why I like this block so much. Alright, so before we add more mobs in this dimension, how about we add more food? I'm gonna start off basic with the End's Delight mod, which is an add-on to the Farmer's Delight mod. However, we will be able to use end ingredients here. Yeah, you heard me right. We got ender carrots, wheat, and potatoes now. I don't know if I would eat those, but what I would eat is chorus fruit pie. I mean, looking at this recipe, that's gotta be good. But that's not it. We got shulker omelets made out of literal shulker meat. You know what this means? The ender dragon is now edible. Yes, we got dragon leg and dragon meat now, which we can make all sorts of dishes with. But my favorite's gotta be cooking the entire dragon leg and making it into this beautiful dragon leg dish right here. Now this is an end update I would die for. Oh, and what about the skills of the dragon? Well, with the Text Dragon Legend mod, dragons will now drop skills for us to either use as a new type of netherite with smithing templates, which I'm not gonna lie, this armor looks pretty sick. Or you could use like 6 of those skills to make your own dragon elytra. Alright, enough of harvesting the ender dragon, let's get back to villagers. Since we've already got villagers in the end, how about having an actual village in the end, no? Yeah, cause I don't really think villagers belong in the end, which is why with the Ender Villages mod, we'll be able to find actual villages in the end, but with Ender villagers living in them. Yeah, they're like Endermen, but are villagers, and you are in fact able to trade with them. Another reason why I wanted to add this is because remember how there's end crops now? You know, the end ingredients for cooking? Well, these villages are a great place to find a bunch of them, and ender apples as well. Though again, I'm not too sure how these villagers are gonna be using these beds. Okay, I'm getting quite sick of villagers now, so how about we add an actual mob in the end? How about these Endvilles from the mod Creatures and Bees? They got such a fancy end theme design to them, I absolutely love them. And since they're vills, they can be heard pretty dang far away, which actually gives the end more ambient compared to what it usually is. Like, I don't know, floating vills in the end just suits this dimension so well. But you know what's even cooler? You can actually tame it with chorus fruits. And once tamed, just put a saddle on it and ride it while you explore the floating islands in this dimension. I mean, how cool is that? And while we're at it, I found this mod called Color End Crystals. Now by the name, I'm pretty sure you can already tell what exactly it does. We can indeed dye our end crystals. I don't really think this is an addition to the end, but it's definitely a feature I find pretty fun to have. It's more like a why not kind of mod. I especially like these white end crystals. Now we've managed to add a bunch of new features to the end already, but it's definitely not enough as we have yet to add new biomes, which is why with the mod Stellarity, we're gonna start by reforming the entire stronghold. As you can see, the stronghold has been completely renovated by the pillagers as their base, with a bunch of different rooms like bedrooms, a plant room, storage, and of course the library, where the portal's being guarded by them. Having a library made in the portal room kinda seems like they're studying or researching about the portal. Plus, there's so much to explore because each room in these strongholds are actually worth looking around. Not just for loot, but they genuinely are just fun to explore. Plus, just look how big the pillagers expanded this place. They did such a great job. But that's just the start of this mod. Once you've cleared out the pillagers, it's time to enter the end. Except this time, there's this sick animation that will appear when you activate the portal. Check out these eyes circling the portal. And since this mod's heavily inspired by Terraria, you even get an achievement called Journey's End for activating the portal. And there's gonna be more Terraria references later in the end as well. Alright, let's return to the end. Can you tell what's different? Honestly, just looking at the Dragon's Island, the end already looks insane, with everything having a more detailed outlook. Like, these pillars look incredible. But where's the dragon? I hear you ask. Well, to summon the dragon, you're gonna want to come to the middle and grab 4 end crystals out of this chest. Then, if you place them on 4 of these bedrocks, it summons the dragon in absolute style, as the crystals spawn on the pillars one by one until the dragon spawns. It's so awesome. Oh, that wasn't too hard. Ooh, dragon meat. And you get a flippin' dragon sword for defeating the dragon. Anyways, going to the end islands, you can already tell that everything's different. From new structures to biomes. Heck, even the endermen are different. But my favorite biome's gotta be the hollow biome. It's so pretty, and yes, this is heavily inspired from Terraria, but I've never expected the hollow biome to look this good in 3D. Oh, and there's even normal end villages too. So really, this mod's an all-in-one end dimension mod. But all the mods introduced earlier are still compatible with this. So everything here can be one single mod pack. Like, just imagine traveling in the hollow biome with an end wheel. Oh, this is so cool. Now, honestly, the end's already perfect at this point, so why not add a mod that changes how we get there? With the End Remastered mod, there's gonna be now 16 new different type of Eye of Enders for us to collect, each being collected from different aspects of the game, like looting the jungle temple, the nether fortress, or a witch hut. Oh, speaking of witches, Stellarity, the mod earlier, actually introduces a new way to use cauldrons as well, so you might want to explore that as well. And yeah, with the End Remastered mod, we're gonna have to actually play Minecraft in order to reach the end from now on. Like, it's gonna be super fun to collect these Eye of Enders one by one until we get a total of 12 before finally being able to raid the pillagers in the stronghold. I just realized this video would definitely make a speedrunner's nightmare, huh? Anyways, that will be it for this video. I honestly think we've managed to transform the end pretty dang well here. What do you think? If there are any other mods I should have included here, feel free to let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and until next time, goodbye.